Hi, welcome. So these are what the things we'll be needing for this particular design. We'll be needing tailor's chalk, measuring tape, and this fabric. This fabric, some people call it shiny crepe, some people call it shiny poly, and also scissors. So now we'll be moving to the cutting of the fabric. So we'll fold the fabric this way that you see me folding into two. Then whenever you want to cut, you make sure the edge circumference part is cut around the stretchy part, the most stretchy part of the fabric, if you are using a stretchy design. Then as you can see, the fabric, there is a place that is very shiny, so that is the right side, and there's a place that is not so shiny, that's the wrong side. So you fold both of the right side facing each other like this. I'm folding both of the right side facing each other. So I was trying to arrange it. So you take the measurements. So the first thing we'll be doing now, we'll be taking measurements for the band. First of all, be cutting the band, and that is going to be 11 inches by 4.5. You can choose to use less than 4.5. That 4.5 is depending on how wide your band is going to be. You see that at the end of the video. So I'm using 4.5 for this particular design. You can use 4 inches, but I don't think it's advisable to use less than 4 inches. So 4.5 inches by 11. 11 is the head circumference. That is 22 in total. So head circumference is the round measurement around your head. So I'm going to show us a picture of how an head circumference is measured. So it's usually the same in adults, despite the different head sizes. So it's between 21 inches. Head circumference is usually between 21 inches to 23 inches. It doesn't exceed that, except maybe the person. So for younger people, for children rather, the head circumference varies. They have theirs is smaller. The measurement is smaller than or lesser than 23, 21. So here I use 22 inches. That is when I folded it. That's 11 inches. I don't know if you understand that. So that is how the band. That is how it is folded. That is how it will be folded. You see how wide it is. The width I was talking about. So if you don't want it as wide as this, you can use 4 inches. So this is the body of the turban. Then for the length, that is how much the turban will drop at the back. The standard measurement that is advisable is 10 inches. That is, then if you want your turban to drop further, I think this 10 inches is even fine, even if you are going to be carrying a big hair or wearing a turban lift inside. So maybe if you're wearing a turban lift or carrying big hair, you can probably increase to 11 inches. But 10 is like a standard measurement because of the band has been cut. The band is already carrying 2.25 inch, which we add to the total length. We'll have about 12 inches like that. I just discovered I didn't measure, I didn't record the place where I was measuring the head circumference for the body of the turban. So I also used 22 inches actually, just like the band. So 22 inches by 10 inches, that's the measurement. So here, this is, and it was cut around the stretchy part. If you notice, that's what I was showing you. Then you look for the middle, you make sure you fold 2 equal places and notch. So you notch the middle part. That is what you do for the body as well as the band. You also notch, you fold the band just like I'm showing you into 2. You make sure that the shiny part is the outside, is outside. So you fold the 2 and then you notch. So that is what I'm doing. That is what I'm trying to show you. Now this is the body notched and the band. So now we want to place both the body and the band of the turban together. We want to attach it. We want to go and sew it on the sewing machine. So you place the right side of the fabric facing up. So just like I explained as well, for the band too, you make sure that the right side is outside. The wrong side, the both of the wrong side, they are facing each other inside. So you place it middle to middle. If you notice, that is what I'm doing. Middle to middle, the notched parts. So the notched parts of the body of the turban versus the notched parts of the band. So you place together and you use your pin. So that is what I'm showing you here. You have to be careful. Then you use your pin to hold it so that while you are sewing it doesn't move. So you use your pin to hold it down. That is what I'm doing. So this is it. Taponi. This is what it looks like. So next thing is we take it to the sewing machine. So once I sew, I'll come back and show you. So we're on the sewing machine, and this is what to do. You fold both together. One hand will meet the other hand. You fold it together with the right side facing each other inside. With the right side facing each other inside. Then you place it together. Then we'll sew. We'll take measurements and we'll sew. So if you remember at the beginning of the video, I said the earth circumference is usually 22. But when you are working with a stretchy fabric, it's advisable to always, especially when you are about to sew on the sewing machine, because the earth circumference is 22, that is 11 inches divided by 2, 11 inches. Instead of me using 11, that exact 11 inches, I want to go in by half inch. So I'm using 10.5 inch. That is because the fabric is stretchy. So if I use 11 inches, there's every possibility that it's going to be too wide. So just take that half inch, except in cases where the customer or you want it very loose. So that is when you can use the exact. Now at this point, you have to curve your the sewing. So I'll mark 3 inches, 3 by 3 inches. So the essence of this is for your turban to have that shape. There is this shape that's your turban. If you just sew it as square, it won't be as fine as this that we are doing. So that is just the essence. It's not very compulsory, but for your turban to have that shape. So I marked 3 inches by that end and 3 inches by this end. Then I'll connect it by making like a circle, like a round shape, not a circle, rather like a round shape. You see that round shape. So that is how my sewing is going to come, not straight and then not the cutting straight. I don't know if you understand. So my sewing is going to go that way. So that is how I'm going to sew what I chalked. So this is what I'll be showing you, the sewing. I think my thread finished. The thread on that finished at this point. Yeah, I think the thread finished. So so this is it. Just watch the way I'll curve the sewing machine. You have to be familiar with sewing for you to be able to do this easily. So that's it. When you're sewing, please also note the needles. You can remove the pins, please. So you trim it. So here I'm showing you that you have to weave. Please always weave. Just weave to achieve that neat ending. If I'm making for a client, I always weave. But for the sake of this practical, we'll just go straight to the point. So we're going to do our running stitch. So this is how we'll do our running stitch. Just watch closely. In and out, in and out, in and out, till you get to the end. And please always make sure that where you are doing your running stitches, the allowance part, not the inside of the cap. So that is what I'm doing. Now, I'm not going to do that running stitch to the band area. I'm going to measure 2 inches away from the band. So I measure 2 inches away from the band. So now another thing is I have to go back again. After doing the running stitch the first time, that same place, you go back again. Not exactly that same hole, but you just go back twice to make it strong, because it's very necessary so that your turban won't be cutting or losing on your head. So it's advisable to do it twice, to do the running stitches twice. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'm going to tack. Then after tacking, another thing I usually do is I make extra knots. So I won't just tack and just cut. I'm going to leave little thread, split it into 2 like this, and then tie. I might tie it as much as I can, maybe 3-4 times. But make sure you do this for every of your turban, or probably your sewing generally. Makes it tight, makes it stay for a very long time without just cutting off your edge. So I cut off my extra thread, and there you have it. That's our turban. We're going to put it on the mannequin. So simple and beautiful. You can make this for yourself or for your clients. It's a very simple turban. Thank you for watching. Bye.